To solve an algebra problem like this one, we're given an inequality and we need to know which of the following statements must be true. And looking at the answer choices, we can see that more than one can be true. So you're probably familiar with these Roman numeral problems. So before we look at the statements, let's start with the given inequality and isolate x. So we're given that 3 is less than 8 minus x over 5. Multiplying both sides by 5 gives us that 15 is less than 8 minus x. Subtracting 8 from both sides, and we'll get 7 is less than minus x. Now we're going to multiply both sides of that inequality by -1, and we'll have the equivalent inequality, which is x is less than -7. So now we are given that this inequality is true, x is less than -7. Based on that information, we need to figure out which of the Roman numerals must also be true. So let's start with Roman numeral 1. We've got absolute value of x plus 4 is greater than 3. That absolute value inequality is equivalent to an or statement because it's a greater than. So that's equivalent to x plus 4 is greater than 3 or x plus 4 is less than -3. Simplifying those two inequalities, we'll get x is bigger than -1 or x is less than -7. Notice the second part of the or statement matches our given exactly, which means we can safely say that statement 1 has to be true. So now let's eliminate any answer choices that doesn't have Roman numeral 1 in it, which means we can cross out choices A and B, and the correct answer has to be C, D, or E. Now let's look at Roman numeral 2. Roman numeral 2 says that 7 is less than x, which is the same as saying that x is greater than 7. And we can tell right away that that contradicts the given that x is less than -7. So there's no way Roman numeral 2 can be true, which means we can now eliminate any answer choices that have Roman numeral 2. So we can eliminate choice C and choice E, which means we can actually safely say at this stage that choice D, 1 and 3 only, is the correct answer. So if this were the actual test, you could go on to another question, but just for the sake of a complete solution, we're also going to look at Roman numeral 3. So Roman numeral 3 says that minus x plus 7 is positive. Well, if we start with our given inequality that x is less than -7 and manipulate this a bit, I think we can get somewhere. So we're going to add 7 to both sides, and we'll get x plus 7 is less than 0. That's starting to look close to Roman numeral 3. Multiply both sides by -1, and we'll have minus x plus 7 is bigger than 0, which is basically the same as saying that minus x plus 7 is positive. So statement 3 would also have to be true, which means choice D is definitely the correct answer.